Hello everyone, welcome to Candid Conversations with Candy Karaoke. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for subscribing and for following through the discussions that we've been having in this space. For those that are joining for the very first time, karibu sana, feel welcome, and make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss any other episode. So in case any of these testimonies or stories that we've shared in this platform have been a blessing to you, please make sure that you share with somebody, share with your friends, share with your relatives, share with your colleagues, so that they are also blessed. And for the sake of those who are joining in for the first time, this is a space where we share testimonies, life experiences with the name of encouraging someone that is going through a difficult season of their life, that there is hope. There is a God that is able to do. There is a God that is able to turn around your situation. The Bible says that weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So it doesn't matter the season that you are in life, that season that is difficult, that season that is challenging for you, you just believe God and be encouraged that God is going to take you through, and you're going to testify soon also in this platform. So we've been going through a series of episodes on my testimonies. So in the first video, I did the first part of my testimony story. Then I also did the second part, and today I'm going to do the third part. And just again, to insist so that you're able to get the flow from the beginning to the very end, please go and watch the other part, that is the part 1 and the part 2 of my testimony series. So the last time, or in the last video, I was talking about how God intervened in my situation when I was going through my university education, and how He provided resources that I needed. I got a scholarship. I was able to go through my studies smoothly, and thereafter transition to working without having to tarmac, without having to strain or struggle. It was a smooth transition, and it was a huge testimony seeing where I had come from. So I talked about how I started working in the same organization that I was studying in, and 1 or 2 years later, I joined. I went to further my studies. I joined in the master's program in the same university. I wanted to pursue a master's in finance and investment. And this time around, paying for my school fees was not a big deal because I was already earning. And I was able to go through the education smoothly. So when I finished my master's course, I enrolled for a professional course in accounting, that is CPA. And for those who have sat CPA or done CPA, they know this is not an easy course. And I had that in mind, and I told God to see me through because I didn't want to take a long time sitting and resitting exams. So I was exempted the first part. So I registered for the second part of CPA, that is section 3 and 4. And to God's glory, I was able to successfully finish that section with the first attempt. And then I registered for the second, that is the final part of it. And I only resat one exam, which I sat again and passed. And within a very short time, I was able to clear the professional course as well. So I'm at this point, I am done with my BBA, Accounting and Finance. I'm done with my master's. I'm done with the professional course. I'm officially a certified public accountant of Kenya. And at this point, I was just excited. I was like living, my dreams. It was a prayer answered. It was a dream come true. And I really thank God, because I know for sure it was not my doing. It's not because I'm so bright. It's not because I know how to do it on my own. I credit God for every success in my life. So I was doing my studies, both master's and the professional course, as I was working. And so I used to juggle in between work and studies. And It was not easy, but God saw me through. And then when I finished doing the courses, I had a strong desire to teach. So I started seeking out for opportunities to lecture. So God opened a door for me. I was able to get 3 universities at the same time. So I started teaching courses in accounting and finance. And I used to do it over the weekend because during the week I'm working and my job was running from 8 to 5. So I used to stretch myself. I didn't have like any weekend relaxing time because I was teaching over the weekend and working through the week. So I did it for 1 year and I felt that this is what I would love to do. So I remember when during my first trimester in university, I was doing a unit in communication, and our lecturer was a young lady who I used to admire to bits. She was young, brilliant, and focused. And I just had the desire that one day I would also want to be a lecturer. And I never got to think about it all through until at this point where I had started developing strong interest in teaching. And I knew this is what I would love to do. So I had worked in the finance department for, that was like 4 years. And I had felt that I had gotten to a point where I want to transition now to doing what I really wanted to do. The Bible talks of making your desires be known to God, and sometimes all you need to do is just desire and whisper it to God and leave it to Him, because at its right time He's gonna make it happen. And for sure, this was the time that God had prepared for me to do what I'd always wanted to do. So I decided to express my faith by writing a letter to show a desire to join the faculty and the business departments particularly. And I did a letter through my bosses and requested to be transferred to the teaching department. So I prayed over the letter and presented it or submitted it to the HR department. And I even forgot about it and kept myself busy with other things so that I don't get anxious. I prayed over it and I left it to God. And months later, when I had even forgotten about it, I got a call from the HR department and I was given a letter. And when I went to open it, my desire had come to pass. I was given that opportunity to join the faculty of education, or the faculty of business, in the business administration department. And I was really excited. And God, how God works and how amazing God is. He had done it for me. He had made a way for me. He gave me favor with my bosses, and He gave me favor even with my employers. And then at this point, I think the only concern was how I'm going to adjust in the new department. And what you should have in mind is that I was going to work in the same university that I was studying. So that means my lecturers would be my colleagues. So I was really wondering how I'm going to get used to relating to them, seeing that most of them had taught me all the way from undergraduate through to masters. They had seen me all through these years. And at this point, I was supposed to go and work with them in the same department. So I prayed about it and I found peace. And God really helped me when I moved to the department. I was received well. They welcomed me well, and the transition was really smooth and easy. And what gave me a lot of joy is that I loved what I was doing, and I knew this is what God had ordained me to do. And the faculty members were very helpful. I found favor with them. I found favor with my students. And I was really fulfilled. You know, I know that working should not just be doing it for money or doing it just for the sake of it. It should be fulfilling. It should be something that you're passionate to wake up every morning and you're looking forward to another day because what you're doing is what you love. So I couldn't thank God enough. I mean, this was everything that I had waited and prayed for, and everything was working out together for my good. And this had not struck me until I thought about it, and I was like, God is able to rewrite someone's story. At one point, I was a student in the university who could not pay for her school fees. And the other season, I am a lecturer in the same university. Look at God and how He works, really. When I think about this, I'm really overwhelmed by the goodness of the Lord because He is ever faithful. He is faithful through the seasons. And I would like to encourage someone that is going through a difficult season in their lives. And you're in winter, you're wondering where you're gone, whether you're gone, or how you're going to figure out your life, and you're feeling like losing hope. Please hold on there. Hang in there. There's a God that is able to turn around your story and rewrite it for His glorification. And just to reflect on the reason to why I decided to share my testimonies is that these testimonies will speak to someone somewhere that is listening. That your story is not yet forgotten. Your story is not yet written off until God has said it. It doesn't matter the struggles that you are in right now. Some of us are going through financial situations. Others are trusting God for establishment in their family life. Others are trusting God for a turnaround in their lives in any way or in any capacity. I want to encourage you. God who did it for me will also do it for you. And you know, the Bible tells me that God has no favorites. What He can do to one, He can do it to all. And I pray, it's my prayer and desire that these testimonies will turn around lives, will change the thinking capacity, you know, as long as you align your mind to there is a way out, indeed God makes a way out. Where there is a will, there is always a way. Where there is hope, then there is always a way. So don't lose hope. Hang in there, trust in God, and God is going to make it come to pass. Just desire and leave it to Him. He's able to do it exceedingly, abundantly, above all you can ask, think, or even imagine. So God bless you. Thank you so much for listening in through. And I hope and pray that you'll keep on tuning on to this channel so that you get to hear more stories of encouragement, of breakthroughs, of great doings of God, and God will be glorified. So until next time, it's a bye-bye.